This is the first hockey stick I ever owned. Check this thing out, man. The wooden coho, and peep this tape job. What is that? Clearly I had no idea what I was doing, nor did I know I could cut my stick at the time, so it was a bit big for me. What's going on, guys? Kazzy here, and today I'm going to be showing you every hockey stick that I own in the order in which I got it, and I'll share some fun stories that go along with each of them. If you're new here, I started learning how to play hockey about 1.5 years ago now, and each of my sticks has played a special role in that journey, so let's jump into it. So going back to the coho here, I picked this thing up from Play Again Sports when I was still living in Florida because my buddy convinced me to come try a stick and puck. So this is what I brought to it, and I absolutely sucked, so I didn't touch it again until a good 7-8 months later when I moved out here to Colorado. I'd messed around with this thing here and there with a ball in my garage, but really didn't get too much use out of it because once I decided to actually commit to hockey, I went back to Play Again Sports for an upgrade, and I ended up with the CCM Ribcore 84K. Now at this point, I pretty much knew nothing about hockey sticks. I kind of just picked the cheapest composite stick I could find, but it didn't last me very long. I actually ended up sending it to a friend who also wanted to learn how to play hockey. Shout out Mojo.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, how do you stop? 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 Stop.
And I upgraded to this, the STX HPR. I don't even think this thing's available anymore. So I was just starting to play roller drop-ins with that CCM when one day a buddy of mine offered me to try out his stick, which was this one. I used his STX for the day with a P28 curve on it and absolutely loved it. So literally in the car about to leave, I went on Amazon and ordered one for myself. I think I paid like 70 bucks for it. Overall, not a bad stick. I really did enjoy this one, but I still didn't know much about sticks. So I bought an 85 flex. I cut off 2 inches. It ended up being way too stiff for me. Now at that point, I'm sharing all my videos on social media and it's starting to catch some traction. So I thought, why not try and reach out to some brands and see if anyone will send me a free stick. After sending out a ton of different DMs, the first company to respond was Hockey Stickman, who ended up sending me 2 of their Pro Blackouts, one of which, as you can see, is a bit small. A few months ago when I hit 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, I did a challenge where every time I missed the net, I had to pause and cut 1 inch off of my hockey stick. I can't hit anything with this thing. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cut number 13. It ended up being a lot harder than I thought, and I thought the video turned out pretty good, so check it out here. The next stick I got is from a company called Barrel, and this is their Mist 1 Pro. If you saw one of my last videos, I just gave one of these away, but this one I got from them actually in part of their sponsorship for our Wish Cup team. I used this thing in my first ever tournament last summer at the Wish Cup, and my first goal with it was also pretty special. It was on my first shift of the game and assisted by none other than... Oh, baby! Let's go! What a finish! Good pass! That's that, dude. Let's go. Pretty sweet memories made with this thing. Also not a bad stick at all. Now, as you can see, for the first 8 months or so of getting into hockey, I was using all of these smaller branded sticks, but that changed when CCM sent me this. They actually sent me 2 of these, one of which I gave away to a very deserving person.
Oh my God,
here it is. Take a look.
Awesome
yeah,
to finally meet
likewise,
you, man.
I hope you enjoy it.
Oh, I definitely will, man. Oh, wow.
This is the first like new release stick that I ever owned, and as you can see, it's got a bit of an attachment on it here. I mentioned a couple giveaways already, and none of those would be possible if it weren't for sponsors like NHL Sense Arena. Now, NHL Sense Arena was actually one of my first sponsors, and they are the sponsor of today's video. So let me show you what the game's all about while I tell you a bit more about the FT7 Pro. So I actually got the Jet Speed and this Warrior LX Pro in the exact same week because of the white Pro Noir. Now, some of you may know the story behind this thing already, but if you don't, I posted a full video on it. It's gonna be up here somewhere, but anyways, so I ordered this stick, ended up getting the wrong one and posted it on my story, to which CCM and Warrior both swiped up asking me for my address and specs. Here's how I got those last 2. By the way, if you wanna check out NHL Sense Arena for yourself, don't forget to use code Kazzy for a discount, and a huge thank you to Sense Arena for continuing to support my channel. After the white Pro Noir, I did a collaboration with a brand who I think is actually pretty slept on called Verbero. This is their Merc V350, which I actually really like. It's got a really unique texture on it, and I've always enjoyed this green look. It almost gives me like Star Wars lightsaber vibes. But honestly, of all the sticks I own, this one might be the best looking. This is the Bauer Tracer, which is one of the first sticks that I really could feel the difference in, mainly because of that 5-sided shaft. Hadn't used anything quite like this one before, but really enjoyed this stick to this day. And I'd honestly probably put this one top 3. And building off of that, my second favorite stick is probably this Warrior Covert QR6 Pro. I got this one directly from Warrior for a collaboration we did, also a few weeks before it came out. I honestly do prefer a more shiny, colorful graphic, but the stealth look of the QR6 Pro is not bad. More than anything though, I think it's just the feel of this thing. Just handles and shoots really nice and has been one of my favorites. Moving on to some goofier ones here. These 2 are both not really one I'd actually use. First is this Nike Bauer Twig, which I got from a buddy. Shout out RJ. I told him about this video idea I had for a Nike sock TJ, which I threw on there. Thought it actually turned out pretty decent. Then I've got this Stani. I don't know if that's a ripoff of Stanley or what, but got this thing through Temu. Not gonna lie, some of their hockey products, like the rebounder I got, was not bad, but this thing, it ain't it. This thing, on the other hand, is it. I get asked a lot what my favorite stick is, and I think the answer is this right here, the Bauer Twitch. This one is the stock colorway. I honestly wasn't a huge fan of the graphics when I first saw them, but it's totally grown on me, and we'll get to some custom ones in a second here. Before that though, I picked up the Project X Smoke from True. This is the first True stick I've owned. It's actually the lightest stick in my collection. This thing's really solid and gave me a nice first impression of True. Nothing too crazy with the graphics, but the weight of this thing is actually unreal. I got this one through a collaboration with Hockey Monkey, and because I've accumulated so many different sticks, I decided to get a different curve with this one. I went with a W27? No, T27, which honestly was a bit of a mistake because it's kind of weird, and I think I'd use it a bit more if I had my usual curve, but still overall a really solid stick.
My gosh. There goes my tape already. Holy cow.
Moving on to the last couple of sticks here, we've got the custom Bauer Twitches here. First, I picked up the purple from Pure Hockey. Right when it came out, this thing is unreal, man. Then I got to collab directly with Bauer for the first time with their limited edition Twitch. And the last two in my collection is the two that I'd recommend for beginners. We got the Swift ZT Pro, which I think retails for about $160, as well as the Hockey Stickman Pro Red Out, or I think they're calling it the Red Light. But yeah, that is my stick collection. So my favorite stick right now, I've got to go with the Bauer Twitch, and my least favorite has got to be either the wooden one or the Temu Twig. But let me know what your favorite stick is at the moment. My name is Kazi, and I'll catch you next time.